Here are the most disturbing mythical creatures to ever exist or not exist. Hopefully, Indus worm. Arthropleura. First up, the Indus worm, a slimy Greek legend that's gross but like not gonna eat your face yet. Picture a worm as big as a Volkswagen Beetle, oozing through India's Indus River like a living oil spill. Ancient Greek texts from 2400 years ago swore Indians hunted these for flammable oil, like they were squeezing monsters for gas. India's got no such worm in its lore, but rewind 290 million years and Arthropleura, a monster millipede, was scuttling through swamps before dinosaurs even showed up. This 8-foot-long freak had legs like a horror prop, chomping plants in steamy forests. In 2020, a Scottish fossil dig found Arthropleura tracks and X went wild with Indus worm lives posts. Greeks probably saw its fossils and spun oily tales, mistaking tar pits for monster juice. No way to kill it, just run, I guess. In the 1800s, European explorers in India heard whispers of giant river worms, but zip was found. Scientists say Arthropleura died when oxygen levels dropped, but those Greek stories feel too specific. In 2015, an Indian ex-post claimed a huge centipede was spotted in a riverbed. Probably fake, but creepy. No sketching a giant bug. Here's a cartoon beetle to keep it chill. The Indus worms in Dune fan theories and old texts. Real? No living worms, but if you see a massive centipede in India, maybe don't step on it. Gumpote here. Next, the Gumpote here, a Hindu myth that's less monster and more jumbo elephant from hell. Picture a massive elephant with shovel-like tusks stomping through ancient forests like a living bulldozer. The Ramayana mentions giant elephant mounts like Airavata, ridden by gods, and Hindu lore from 2,000 years ago is packed with these beasts. Rewind 23 million to 2 million years, and Gumpote, relatives of modern elephants, roamed the Americas, using their weird lower tusks to scoop up plants. These 10-ton freaks were bigger than any elephant today, with fossils found in 1900s Mexico. In 2010, a Bolivian farmer swore he saw a tusked giant in a jungle. X called it a Gumpote ghost. Ancient humans like Homo erectus with their tiny brains probably saw these fossils and spun godly elephant tales. No killing ritual, just don't piss off a 10-ton beast. In the 1800s, South American tribes told stories of earthshaker elephants long after Gumpote died out. They went extinct as the Ice Age ended, but their bones still freak out farmers. No drawing a shovel-tusked tank, here's an elephant plushie. Gumpote are in Ramayana and paleontology docs. Real? Fossils say yes, but if you hear stomping in the jungle, maybe hide. Kappa archelon. Now the kappa, Japan's creepy turtle monster that's weirdly obsessed with kids. Picture a giant turtle with a beak like a can opener, a bowl-like dent on its head holding water, and a hobby of drowning people for snacks. Since the 1600s, Japanese folklore says kappas lurk in rivers, challenging you to sumo matches before chowing down. Spill their headwater and they're done. Easy, right? Go back to the Jurassic, and Archelon, a 15-foot sea turtle with a beak that could snap dinosaur shells, ruled the oceans. Fossils from 1890s Wyoming scream kappa vibes, huge, aquatic, chompy. In 2018, a Japanese fisherman posted on X about a beaked monster in a lake. Locals swore it was a kappa. Samurai tales from the 1700s talk of river demons defeated by draining their heads. In 1920s Kyoto, kids were warned to avoid rivers or kappas would grab them. Kappas are in Doraemon and anime galore. No sketching a kid-eating turtle, here's a cartoon turtle. Could kappas be real? Archelon's extinct, but if a turtle eyes you in a river, maybe don't wrestle it. Giant bovids, bison latifrons. Next, giant bovids, the sacred buffalo monsters of myth that'll make you rethink cows. Picture a bison the size of an SUV with horns so wide you could park a car between them. Greek myths had minotaurs, Native Americans revered giant buffalo, and Hindu lore from 2,000 years ago worshipped massive bovids as holy. Rewind to the Ice Age, and bison latifrons, the biggest buffalo ever, roamed North America, weighing 2 tons. Fossils from 1800s Montana show horns spanning 6 feet. In 2017, a Wyoming rancher posted on X about huge hoof prints after cattle vanished. Bison latifrons vibes. Native American tales from the 1700s describe thunder buffalo shaking the plains. They evolved from smaller steppe bison in Siberia, surviving brutal cold until humans and climate change wiped them out 20,000 years ago. No ritual to stop them, just don't mess with a 2-ton cow. No drawing a car-sized buffalo, here's a cartoon cow. They're in Walking Dead fan theories as zombie cattle. Real? Fossils say yes, but if you hear hoofbeats in the plains, maybe run. Vodianoi, devil frog. Here's the Vodianoi, a Slavic frog monster that's pure nightmare fuel. Picture a human-sized frog with bulging eyes lurking in icy rivers, ready to drown anyone who gets too close. Slavic myths from the 1500s say spotting a Vodianoi on a winter night means death, and their village gets cursed with floods or famine. Fast forward to 66 million years ago, and Beelzebufo, the devil frog, hopped around Madagascar, big enough to swallow dinosaur babies with its massive tongue. Fossils from 1990s digs show it was the biggest frog ever. In 2015, a Russian ex-post claimed a giant frog was seen in a frozen lake. Locals avoided it for months. Old Slavic tales say burning herbs keeps Vodianoi away. In the 1800s, a Ukrainian village blamed a frog demon for a flood that killed crops. No sketching a death frog. Here's a cartoon frog. It's in Slavic horror stories. Real. Beelzebufo's gone. But if you see a frog staring from a river, maybe don't swim. Erymanthian boar, Daedon. Next, the Erymanthian boar, a Greek monster so scary even Hercules sweated. Picture a boar the size of a rhino with freaky cheekbones and teeth that could shred anything, omnivore style. Greek myths from 3,000 years ago say Hercules had to capture this beast as a punishment task, and it was no picnic. Rewind 20 million years, and Daedon, a pig-like monster, roamed North America, eating plants and meat with its weird bone face. Fossils from 1900s Nebraska show it was taller than a man. In 2016, a Greek farmer posted on X about a huge boar wrecking crops. Daedon vibes? Ancient Greeks probably saw its fossils and spun boar horror stories. No ritual, just don't fight it. In the 1700s, Crete villagers swore a demon pig haunted forests. No drawing a killer hog, here's a cartoon pig. It's in God of War games. Real? Daedon's extinct, but if you hear snorting in the woods, maybe bolt. Bloop. Now the bloop, a modern sea monster that'll make you skip the beach. Picture a creature so big it makes a blue whale look tiny, letting out a sound that travels from Nepal to Japan. In 1997, Pacific Ocean sensors picked up a noise so loud scientists thought it was a mega beast. X-Post blew up with bloop is real theories. Later, they said it was just icebergs melting in Antarctica. Lame. But 150 million years ago, Leadstix, a fish bigger than 4 school buses, swam the Jurassic seas with a 40,000-tooth mouth. Sailors in the 1800s told tales of giant fish shadows off Australia. No ritual, just stay out of the water. In 2020, an ex-post shared a bloop-like sound off Hawaii, still unexplained. No sketching a monster fish. Here's a cartoon whale. The bloops in Pacific Rim fan theories. Real? Maybe ice, maybe not. But if you hear a rumble at sea, swim fast. Fenrir, deer wolf. Here's Fenrir, the Norse wolf monster that'll make you rethink doggos. Picture a wolf the size of a bear, with jaws that could crush gods, straight out of Norse myths 1,000 years ago. Thor Ragnarok showed a fictional Fenrir, but 10,000 years ago, deer wolves roamed the Ice Age Americas, 25% bigger than gray wolves, hunting megafauna like nobody's business. Fossils from 1900s California confirm they were real badasses. In 2019, an Alaskan ex-post claimed a giant wolf was spotted in the tundra. Fenrir vibes? Norse skalds probably saw deer wolf bones and spun epic tales. No ritual, just don't pet it. In the 1800s, Native Americans told of ghost wolves after big hunts. No drawing a god-killer wolf, here's a puppy. Deer wolves are in Game of Thrones. Real? They're extinct, but if you see a huge wolf, maybe don't howl back. Mapinguari. Next, the Mapinguari, an Amazonian monster that's pure jungle terror. Picture a one-eyed beast with a mouth in its stomach, guarding the rainforest like a freaky bouncer. Amazonian tribes since the 1500s say it protects the jungle, eating anyone who disrespects it. Rewind 11,000 years and ground sloths, elephant-sized beasts roam South America, walking like weird bears. Fossils from 1900s Brazil match the Mapinguari's size. In 2015, an Amazon ex-post claimed a one-eyed creature was seen near a village. Locals stayed indoors. Tribes tell kids sloth stories to scare them straight. Burn offerings to appease it, per folklore. No sketching a stomach mouth. Here's a cartoon sloth. It's in cryptozoology docs. Real? Sloths are gone, but if you see a one-eyed thing in the Amazon, maybe don't cut trees. Mokalimbembe. Now Mokalimbembe, the Congo's dino monster that'll make you have rivers. Picture a horned, long-tailed beast like a mini triceratops lurking in the Congo rainforest. African tribes since the 1700s claim it flips boats and eats fishermen. Fossils suggest rhino-like Arsinotherium roamed Africa 30 million years ago, with horns and a dino vibe. In 2018, a Congo ex-post shared a horned shadow photo. Crypto fans went wild. Experts say it's just a rare rhino, but Africa's 2 rhino species have 2 horns, not 1. Tribal rituals use chants to calm it. In 1900s Congo, explorers heard dino roars in swamps. No drawing a river dino. Here's a cartoon rhino. It's in Jurassic Park fan theories. Real? No dinos, but if you see a horn in the Congo, paddle fast. Giant vulture, Argentavis. Here's the giant vulture, a sky monster from Native American myths. Picture a bird with wings as wide as an airplane, snatching mammals like takeout. The Ramayana's Jatayu, Middle Eastern rock, and Native American thunderbird all scream giant birds. 6 million years ago, Argentavis, a vulture with a 24-foot wingspan, ruled South American skies, hunting big prey. Fossils from 1900s Argentina confirm its size. In 2016, a Peruvian ex-post claimed a huge bird blocked the sun. Thunderbird vibes. Native tales from the 1800s describe sky spirits stealing deer. No ritual, just don't look tasty. No sketching a killer bird. Here's a cartoon eagle. It's in Aladdin rock myths. Real? Argentavis is extinct, but if the sky darkens, duck. Griffin haste eagle. Next the griffin, a lion-eagle hybrid that's pure myth magic. Picture a beast with a lion's body and an eagle's head, wings flapping like a feathered jet. Mesopotamian myths 4,000 years ago and Greek tales describe griffins as sky kings. 700 years ago, haste eagles, the biggest eagles ever, hunted New Zealand's 250-kilo Jamoa birds. Fossils from 1800s digs show they could have snacked on humans. When Maori arrived in 1300 AD, their haka-dancing ancestors hunted moa to extinction, starving haste eagles. In 2019, a New Zealand ex-post claimed a giant eagle was spotted. Griffin vibes? No ritual. Just don't mess with eagles. No drawing a lion bird. Here's a cartoon eagle. Griffins are in Harry Potter. Real? Haste eagles are gone, but if you see a big bird, maybe hide. Leviathan. Leviathan. Now the Leviathan, a sea serpent from the Hebrew Bible that'll make you fear the ocean. Picture a snake-like monster the size of 4 cars with teeth that could shred a megalodon. Hebrew texts 2,500 years ago and myths worldwide call it a sea terror. 50 million years ago, Leviathan, a killer whale with shark-ripping teeth, ruled the seas. Fossils from 1800s Peru confirm its size. In 2017, a Chilean ex-post shared a serpent shadow off the coast. Leviathan vibes. Sailors in the 1700s told of sea snakes sinking ships. No ritual, just stay on land. No sketching a sea monster. Here's a cartoon whale. It's in Moby Dick fan theories. Real? Leviathan's extinct, but if you see a snake in the sea, swim away. Ningen. Here's the Ningen, a modern Antarctic monster that's creepy as hell. Picture a mermaid-like creature with long arms swimming in icy waters, glowing like a ghost. In the early 2000s, Japanese sailors near Antarctica reported white humanoids with freaky limbs. X went nuts with blurry photos, most fake. Fossils suggest thalassonis. An aquatic sloth swam South American coasts 5 million years ago with long arms for paddling. In 2019, an Antarctic ex-post claimed a white figure was seen. Ningen vibes. Sailors used charms to ward it off. In 1900s Chile, fishermen told of sea people. No drawing a creepy mermaid. Here's a cartoon seal. Ningens and cryptodocs. Real? No proof, but if you see arms in the Antarctic, paddle fast. Cuspacli. Next, Cuspacli, an Aztec sea monster with too many mouths. Picture a crocfish hybrid with jaws on every joint. Elbows, knees, knuckles, probably jaws on jaws. Aztec myths from the 1300s say 4 gods fought Cuspacli to create the world, losing a foot before ripping it apart. Its body became earth. In 1519, Spanish conquistadors heard of a many-mouthed beast in Mexican lakes. In 2003, fishermen near Tenochtitlan claimed a toothy thing sank nets. Aztec priests offered blood to Comet. No sketching that mouthfest. Here's an Aztec carving. It's in God of War fan theories. Real? Fossils say no, but lake ripples might make you skip swimming. Knuckleavy. Now the Knuckleavy, a Scottish sea demon so gross it'll ruin your day. Picture a skinless man-horse hybrid. Black blood pulsing through yellow veins, arms dragging, and a 3-foot head with a flaming red eye. Orcadian folklore from the 1600s says its breath kills crops and starts plagues. In 1722, seaweed burning pissed it off, wrecking Orkney farms. A fisherman named Tamas saw it, spilling gory details. It can't cross freshwater, jump a creek if it's after you. In 2018, an Orkney ex-post claimed a skinless beast on a foggy shore. No drawing that. Here's a wave. It's in horror novels. Real? No proof, but a rotting smell by the sea isn't fish. El Silbón, the deadly whistler. Here's El Silbón, Venezuela's whistling skeleton with a twisted backstory. Picture a 6-meter-tall bony creep in treetops, lugging a sack of bones, whistling a tune that'll freeze your blood. In the 1800s, a spoiled kid killed his dad for failing a hunt, serving his organs to mom. Yikes. The family whipped him, rubbed chili in his wounds, and cursed him to carry the bones forever. His whistle tricks you. Sounds close, you're safe. Sounds far, he's behind you. He counts bones by your house. If you don't hear him, someone's dead. In 2005, a Caracas ex-post reported a whistling shadow before vanishing. No sketching that bone sack. Here's a bird. Real? No proof, but a distant whistle might mean trouble. Manananggal. Next, the Manananggal, a Filipino freak that's a flying crime scene. Picture an old woman whose torso splits off, guts dangling, sprouting bat wings to hunt. Since the 1500s, she sucks blood from newlyweds or unborn babies with a needle-like tongue. Gross. Her tick-tick-tick sound means she's close if it sounds far. Sprinkle salt on her lower half to kill her. In 2010, a Visayas ex-post reported a winged shadow scaring a barrio. Filipino priests in the 1800s blessed homes against her. No drawing that. Here's a bunny. It's in Filipino horror flicks. Real? No torsos caught, but ticking at night means grabbing garlic. Skinwalker. Now the Skinwalker, a Navajo nightmare that'll make you avoid deserts. Picture a witch who kills a sibling to shapeshift into a wolf or coyote with human eyes. By day, they're your neighbor. By night, they read minds or control you. Navajo lore from the 1800s says they use human bones for tools. In 1995, Skinwalker Ranch reported a wolf man shredding cattle. In 2014, an Arizona camper heard his voice mimicked creepy. Sprinkle ash or carry cedar to ward them off. No drawing that. Here's a puppy. It's in Supernatural. Real? No proof, but if you hear your voice in the dark, don't answer. That's our monster marathon of disturbing mythical creatures that might just be real. If this list gave you chills, smash that like button to keep the nightmares coming. Subscribe so you don't miss more creepy stuff, and share this with your horror-obsessed buddies. Let's freak them out too.